Okay, welcome in everyone to this episode of Jocks and Jills. It's brought to you by SharkNinja, Shark Beauty, Shark Home, and Ninja Kitchen. And today we want to tell you about the Ninja Crispy portable cooking system that packs the power of a full-sized air fryer into a portable design. It includes a 6-cup and 4-quart Tupperware container. So whether you're whipping up single-serve meals in 7 minutes, sharing crispy snacks on the go, or serving a crowd, the Ninja Crispy makes it easy. The Tupperware glassware container is thermal shock resistant to go from frozen to crispy in minutes. And I know you want to get your hands on one of these because I use mine every single day, morning, night, whether there's, takeout coming in that needs a little refresher or making myself lunch, I use this thing. And you can get your own with our promo code JOCKS15 to get some money off when you're on the SharkNinja website. SharkNinja is a proud founding partner of the PWHL, our presenting sponsor here at Jocks and Jills. Okay, episode 48 of Jocks and Jills. We are officially back into the swing of things. We have our friend Emma Buckles with us, which just makes our hearts sing. How are you guys? This fine. We're recording on Monday. Everyone's hearing this on Tuesday, but Tuesday mornings kind of feel like Monday still. So how are we all feeling this Monday?
Just impeccable that I get to see your faces first thing in the morning. So
Bucky's,
I'm psyched.
Bucky's, we get to hang out Monday morning and then again on Tuesday night over some beverages and some wingies.
Okay, so wait, this is probably a good time to tell you. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it because
Is it because
yesterday,
of cornhole? Stop it.
Okay, so guys, it's another development in my life. I joined a serious cornhole league.
Downtown?
Yeah.
There's no such thing as cornhole and serious.
I would say
stop it.
Is it at Cherry's High Dive? Because that is not a serious
It is not.
cornhole league.
It's not. It's actually at
oh my God, that is a different bar downtown for those not located in the
That's
Greater
even
Toronto
less serious,
area.
guys. It's even less serious, fam.
Even less serious. But to circle back, on my way back from just errands yesterday, got myself a flat tire.
Oh,
No.
And I don't know how to change that. So I'm going to figure that out after this episode.
Dude,
we know a guy named
If I
Chad.
can't,
We know a guy
We
named
can call
Chad.
Chad from Seattle.
Oh my God.
fly him in.
Get him on the
Fly him
horn.
in. Because I need to get out to Shirley's Girlies tomorrow evening. But right now I have no vehicle.
Do you have
So
CAA?
I do. But it's in the basement
Dude,
floor of my apartment.
They'll do
Doesn't
it.
matter.
They'll get down. They'll do it for
they
you.
just drive in with their little truck.
Oh, look
God.
at this moment of
Okay.
adulting that we just had on Jocks and Jills.
Yeah.
I
Well,
also
we've
had to make
experienced
that
it.
discovery.
Yeah.
No, but we only know that because we've both had to live through the horror. Like you can
Sure.
only know that until you live
on the
through
side
it.
of the highway.
Mhm.
No, like in the parking garage. It happened to, I forget if it
Oh.
was my car or Liam's, but yeah, one of us had a flat. And they'll bring it right down there. I feel like
Amazing.
we need to know more about the cornhole league though. Like, do you have a partner? Do you change partners every time? Are you drafted each week?
Team of 4,
Yeah.
I'm going to guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's 4 of us. It's my friend Brooke, her sister, and her boyfriend. And we are the Corn Stars. So it's a serious group. Never played before, but we will be bringing the energy
You
to
guys
Brazen Head.
need jerseys is what you need.
I think merch.
I've got a
is for
couple
sure
ideas.
in the
I'll
mix.
send
They've
them
got to
your
be
way.
like bowling shirt
Okay.
style jerseys though, like button up,
Right.
patterned is what I'm picturing, I think.
Oh my
If
God.
if they turn out well, maybe I could add them to the merch store at some
You
point.
know who we're
Yes.
gonna get? We're gonna get our gal pal Jess Bennington, who did our Shirley Girlies logo. We're gonna get her on this. I'm actually probably gonna text her while we're talking here, and I'm gonna just get her to get AI to make you this logo
Fix us
that
up.
I have
Fix
in
us
mind.
up nice.
We need that.
We gotta look. We gotta look like we're serious. Like I'm thinking about bringing my own bags. Like I'm thinking about going on Amazon, bringing my own bean bags to the game and stuff. And we'll see how it goes, girls.
I love it. Tessa, how was your weekend, Queen?
Good. Hockey. Oh man, actually not good. I
Oh, no.
did an epic mom fail. Yeah, Annie had hockey on Sunday. Theo did not, and so Ed's like, "What are we doing?" I'm like, "Well, everybody's coming to watch Annie's hockey. That's what we do. Train him to be a win brother. Get out there and support your sister."
Of course.
So he's like, "Okay," and Ed was like stoked because usually we flip flop. Like if Theo has a practice at the same time, one of us will run Theo's practice, the other goes to Annie's. So is both of us gonna go? And so I'm packing her bag, rushed in the morning a little bit, and throw everything in Ed's truck, and we're on our way there, and I get there, and I've got her dressed. And we would have been on time, and then I get to like the jersey portion, and there's no jersey in there, and I'm like, frig, this is a moment where I'm gonna have to teach my kid to be like flexible, you know, and it doesn't matter. But like, she's 4 and just turned 4, and is like probably a little tired, and like maybe really doesn't want to go out there, you know. So I was like, oh my gosh, I go to the main lady. I'm like, I need a spare jersey. She's like, oh, I have one. It's blue. She's on Team Orange, Kay, and her bestie's on Team Orange, Brooklyn. So I'm like, Annie, mommy is so sorry. I did something that's not good, and you're allowed to be mad at me. But like after hockey, you got to hold on to it. You got to hold on. And she wasn't having it. She missed the first like 15 minutes of hockey. And then Ed finally I left because I had to go run a station out there with them. He just picked her up and put her on the ice crying. And then she just stayed with me through all the stations until it was, there was a moment where I could like bend down and actually give her a really big hug. And I was like, yo, I am so sorry like that I did that. Anyways, so then she kind of bucked up and showed some resiliency and went and played. And then mid-game, when they have their scrimmage or whatever, she's just like, yeah, I'm going to go be goalie. And I was like, yeah. Just thinking like, whatever, maybe she needs a break. She was a really good goalie. I don't know.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Annie has such goalie energy. Until you said it, I never would have thought of it, but I could see Annie being obsessed. But wasn't Theo sniffing around being a goalie when he was younger too?
Ed really was pushing it, but he wasn't having it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't like it. He didn't like it. No. Thank goodness.
You might be in trouble.
Annie,
you might have an Aaron Frankel on your hands.
I know. I mean,
an Annie Frankel.
Annie Frankel.
That's so good.
She kind of does look like Aaron's daughter too, a little bit. Now that I think about it, not only Ella Shelton, like she's a mix of both of them.
Maybe she could be the next guest on Buckle's podcast, Jocks Next Gen.
Like you guys do not want to miss that episode.
PWHL prospect.
Do you want to do it?
That's happening.
Buckles, can you get us up to speed?
Happening.
Like, how have things been going on Next Gen? You're back. You took a little break during the Olympics. You and Flo got to, be analysts on our show, which we appreciate. Now you're back in action, breaking down all the prospects. Also, like, I feel like lots of action this weekend in NCAA hockey too.
The kids got back from the Olympics, I feel like, Bucks, and it was like, get ready. It's either make it or break it time. It's like, no, don't even exhale. You're not allowed.
Yeah.
For real. The kids partied a little bit and then, bucked up just like Annie did this past weekend. But holy smokes. We've been having a good time. We just had Andrea Brandley. I'm trying to do the pronunciations correctly. That's
really good.
Girls. So
that was very good.
Thank you so much. And she did like a nice little unboxing of her bronze medal. We talked all about her unbelievable tournament and just how her season's been going and potentially the future.
My favorite part about her unboxing was she's like, and then you open the square box and you take the circle box out of the square box. Like, what?
It's truly like Amazon shipping where they put all the boxes in like the most absurd, like the smallest little thing in. But a pretty cool unboxing of an Olympic medal.
I'd say.
So that was cool. And we have another amazing Olympian joining us this week. Teo Johansson.
Oh, yeah.
UMD Bulldog talking about upsets about what's going on. Holy smokes. They sadly were upset this past weekend. Yeah. Whether or not they'll be in the tournament, we'll have to cross our fingers and see. It's out of their hands at this point. And the Sunday, March 8th is the selection show for the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, they're going to be holding their breath until then. Like they're on pins and needles until then.
Yeah.
Just still practicing.
Layla Edwards with that big OT winner over Bemidji State. Like
you knew they were going to just dispose of Bemidji, though. Let's be honest. It was just
that was a close game too, though.
It was OT.
I was going to say 7-0 first game, and we're like, okay, like here we go,
check please.
And then second game though goes into OT, and then Layla was like, okay, I've had enough of this.
Yeah.
Let's all go home and eat some
Buckles,
pizza.
can you give context for listeners that don't know? Like, how does Minnesota Duluth get in now that things are out of their hands?
So right now there is all the conferences are facing off this next weekend in their championship formats. We talk about it briefly on Jocks Next Gen this week if you want more of a breakdown on that. But depending on how those conferences go and who wins those championships and how they're ranked. If there's any big upsets, that could be huge for UMD. And so if things go as the rankings show right now, it's not going to be so great for them. But you never know, guys. Playoff hockey. There could be some big upsets that take place here in the semifinals and finals of these conferences.
Because what did UMD finish the season ranked? Was it 8?
Right now they're ranked 10th, I believe.
10th. So they're on the cusp.
In the NPI
and they just
rank.
lost to a team that they shouldn't have lost to. So that's going to likely lose them points, which could inevitably bump them out of the top 10.
Yeah. And again, guys, we'll keep talking about that on Jocks and Jills. But if you want all the updates on college hockey, on SDHL hockey, on like goalie goals in the OUA, saw one of those over the past couple weeks. Like great highlights and moments like that. Make sure you're tuning into Jocks Next Gen with Buckles and Florence Schelling every Wednesday when those episodes drop. Anything else, Bucks? Next Gen, you want to keep us in the loop with?
Actually, you know what? I got to give a Sudbury shout out right now, Tessa. This is
That's what I'm talking
one
about.
of Sudbury native, Kaylin LaMarche, Quinnipiac Bobcat she's been having a monster junior campaign. 60 points in 37 games so far and has just been steamrolling so far in this elimination process. So I can't wait to continue to watch her and see if she can push the Bobcats into the NCAA
Representing
tournament.
the big nickel. Out of go, kiddo.
I love that.
Yeah.
Tessa, have you known her since she was like a little tiny human?
No. You really think I know everybody?
Like, I knew her when she came to the Tessa Bonham camp when she was just a little girl. I thought for sure we were getting a story like that.
No.
Tessa
I
raised
fed her
her.
first piece of porchetta. No. We did that.
So
You did.
All right,
but I hope we
Buckles.
get to talk about her on the show at some point. Good for her.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Love to see the Northern girls representing. All right, Buckles, love you. You've already done an interview this morning. You're grinding, so appreciate you hopping on with us.
Time to fix my tire. Thanks, girls.
Go do it.
Let's talk about CCM and let's talk about innovation. CCM hockey isn't just a leader in the sport, they're changing the landscape for women and girl players everywhere.
Amen.
Their JetSpeed FTW line is a game changer. This is the first full equipment line actually made for her. We're talking head-to-toe gear designed for women's bodies because a better fit with top performance means a faster game. CCM is proving that supporting the women's game isn't just a slogan, it's in the foundation of the FTW line and a big part of their mission as a company. Visit ccmhockey.com to see the complete JetSpeed FTW collection. Tessa, we know that better than anyone. Yeah, it's absolutely
I wear
badass.
it.
The ponytail, like there's no other helmet designed with the little ponytail hole. It's absolutely the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And CCM has been a sponsor of Jocks and Jills right since our very first season. So they're not kidding around when it comes
And
to
I am
supporting
that
the women's
person
game.
at Beer League that is like decked out in all the newest, nicest stuff. But like in all fairness, it's really pushing everyone else just to go grab it. Because I'm like, you guys don't know how comfortable I am.
Dude, it's a treat. You got to. You got to.
100%.
And we'd also like to tell you about Paris Jewelers. Proudly Canadian for over 35 years, women-owned, Paris Jewelers celebrates life stories through ready-to-wear fine jewelry. Another awesome supporter of Jocks and Jills and the PWHL. Thank you very much to Paris Jewelers. Okay, Tessa, a little bit to break down here in the PWHL over the last week. Let's start with a shout out to our friends, Shayna Hefford, Amy Shear, two of our EVPs at the PWHL, getting some very worthy shout outs.
Third annual CNBC Changemaker list was announced, and both Jane Z and Amy were on said list. They were honored for leading meaningful achievements across the PWHL in 2025. Now, this list, in case you're not sure, it recognizes women who are transforming business and philanthropy across sectors, including energy, financial services, healthcare, media, retail, sports, and technology. So those two very well deserving. I'd like to see anybody try to rebuttal on that. They are definitely deserving to be on that list.
Yeah, I love when these two get recognition because they do so much work behind the scenes, and for them to get recognized, like
I love when we all get together. Like, what a fun group of human beings is all I gotta say. Like, work hard, play hard. That's all I gotta say. Everybody gets it.
It's honestly a good thing that the PWHL doesn't have a proper office because we would have way too much fun on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
Like we only get so much
Nothing would
done
get
because
done.
we're all separated. If we all got to hang too much, it would be a problem. I've actually started to realize. So congratulations to them. Again, like nobody more worthy than these two, and they just continue to make changes in not just in women's sport, but in sport on the greater sport landscape across North America. It's pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
Pretty cool to see another PWHL draft class coming in, Tessa. We don't know 100% the date of the draft
Can't even
itself
wait.
yet, but this past Sunday, March 1st, the draft declaration window opened for prospects for the 2026 PWHL draft. We had so much fun last year in Ottawa getting to meet all the prospects. And oh my gosh, the list of potential prospects this year, Tessa. In case you're a new listener to Jocks and Jills, a new fan of the PWHL, we saw a ton of new viewers, new listeners over the past few weeks since the Olympics. Layla Edwards, who you probably fell in love with at the Olympics, Caroline Harvey, Kristen Sims, Joy Dunn. So many amazing players coming in to the PWHL next year. And March 1st was the day they got to start to declare for that draft. I haven't heard anyone specifically who's declared yet. Not really.
No.
We don't
They'll
do
have
any
to
of
announce
that
it themselves,
sniffing.
I think. I don't know that the league will announce it prior. I feel like the girls always say first before the league announces.
Yeah, and usually there's a big list that comes out at some point with all the eligible prospects. So
Yeah.
our fabulous communications department at the PWHL will share that when it's available. And we can't wait to see who's thrown their name in the hat, especially after an Olympics where I feel like some international players definitely turned some heads at those games.
Yeah, and especially with expansion coming, we'll have to see how all that's going to play out. And then, the ladies overseas who aren't under contract anymore might just take a sniff for a year or two and just see what it's like, because it's going to be really good hockey with the class that's coming in. And, after this season passes and, with expansion and all of that, I feel like we're seeing players emerge in this league that, are finally getting more ice time and more opportunities that they think they deserve, and they're producing. So there's going to be lots of space for some great hockey players to come on over. So I hope they all, take the jump.
Take the jump. I love to see it. We want to take a second now to tell you about another amazing sponsor of Jocks and Jills and the PWHL, our friends at Pizza Pizza. And right now, everyone new at Pizza Pizza, you can meet their new teammate, the Volcano Dipper. Pull, rip, and dip your slice into a molten volcano-shaped center filled with their iconic creamy garlic sauce.
It's crazy.
Built for sharing during the game or keeping all for yourself. No judgment here. You guys know that this is a safe zone here at Jocks and Jills. If you're serious about their creamy garlic sauce, this one delivers. The Volcano Dipper, available now at Pizza Pizza. Double dipping is encouraged. We had a couple responses I saw in our DMs and our text line, Tessa, being like, hey, like, you can't put words in Courtney Kennedy's mouth about double dipping. Like, you don't know that she's
going to be asked.
signs
don't
off
you worry.
on that. We will talk to her and we will know officially if she signs off on double dipping. I feel like she would though. Like, come on, we're all double dippers here.
She's going to say, I don't care. That's what she's going to say. I don't care.
Okay, we have to mark that down because 100% that is going to be what she says. Okay, so much to get into in terms of the actual games. First game back, Montreal, New York. I think we might have been expecting more fireworks out of this one than we got, maybe, Tessa. That's fair to say.
Yeah.
But before Erin Ambrose announces, or she doesn't announce, but the team announces that Erin Ambrose goes to LTIR from that hit she got from Britta Curl right at the end of the gold medal game. In Milano and Poulin, I think everyone was pleased, and we know how it went now because we saw her play in the second game for Montreal, but only day to day. I think a lot of Victoire fans probably let out an exhale at that.
Totally. I think everyone was just dreading the worst and assuming that she was, playing through some detrimental injury. And I feel like the information that I was getting when I was there was that they were very confident that she would return to play at the Olympics. Okay. Like sore, but okay. And I don't think she would have truly come back as soon as she did in that tournament unless there was like no chance of hurting herself even more, if that makes sense. Regardless, she sat out on this one. The Victoire say doesn't even matter. And I love what I'm seeing with the Victoire, and the league needs to be on notice as far as I'm concerned. They win their 4 straight. Okay. They're tied for first for a hot minute because Boston hadn't played yet. Desbiens, her play was just as sick as her goalie pad setup. I love the blue lining on her pads. I'm sorry. I can't not talk about this.
Yeah.
Her pads are unbelievable. Fantastic job designing those. She made 34 saves. I felt bad for Kaylee Osborne because, like, obviously she's exhausted and tired, and like there's an emotional roller coaster over there at her first Olympics and all of that. And she plays 0 games, and it's like, all right, get back in net and be the saving grace. And Montreal's just like, nah, we're going to score on 3 of our first 4 shots.
Yeah, that was tough.
tough, which is wild because they were outshot by double in the first period. 3 goals on 6 shots, gets the hook, which is fine. Sometimes that happens on goalies. You can't be perfect all the time. You are human. We get it. Callie Shanahan, though, steps up, saves 15 to 16. Good for her. You know what I mean? That's great experience. Dara Gregg, Jade Downey Landry, Skylar Irving scoring for Montreal. Secondary scoring, which everyone's been begging for Montreal. You got it. And now they just need it consistently. And we will get to that when we get to that game. But the fact that Jade Downey Landry scored 45 seconds after Dara Gregg, just keeping the momentum was amazing. And I love that it was her first of the season and against her former team.
Yeah, me too. Me too. She was so good in that game. Like she was all over it. I thought she was going to, how many, did she get 2 goals in that game?
JDL?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. I felt like she could have literally had
Irving and Stacy that scored in that one.
Maybe she had the first chance on an opportunity or something like that. I don't know, but she was so good in this game. I felt like she was going to have a hat trick. Actually, like she was so good in this game.
And sometimes you don't even need a hattie to play the best game of your life. You know what I mean? You're just generating momentum consistently, and you're not causing trouble for your team. You're not putting yourself in hard spots. Laura Stacey reaches the 50-point mark. She had 2 assists in this one, which was awesome. 8th player to do it. Actually, Stacey didn't score, did she? You might be right. And Casey O'Brien. I love this because everyone is like, Casey O'Brien's a playmaker. She's a playmaker. She's a playmaker. I love that she's scoring. I love this part of Casey O'Brien's game that is like, you know, just keep it rolling. Lone goal on PP for New York. Tied for first in rookie scoring with Calty. Tough go for New York, but I love what I'm seeing for Montreal. And at the beginning of the year, did I half pick them outside of Boston to win this year? I can't even remember.
I picked them outright. So don't even try this right now.
I won't steal it. That's
picked
fine.
Montreal. They're mine. And the way that they're rolling right now, I'm feeling very pleased about that.
And it got questionable for a little bit, but right now they're rolling in the right way. They got their secondary scoring cruising. They didn't miss a beat. Didn't matter that Pooh wasn't there. They're just cruising. And then there's Toronto, who flew all the way to Seattle, a team that I was like, no chance in hell they're digging themselves out of this hole. Like, I was just so convinced that this team was just down and out and was just going to start slinging players left, right, and center. I honestly thought that. And they clearly proved me wrong because they put up a 5 spot, Julia. 5 goals after not scoring any, I think 2 to 3 games prior. And Toronto snaps a 4-game losing skid in front of a lot of Seattle Torrent fans, like a lot.
A record-breaking amount of Seattle Torrent fans. Like, just the momentum, dude, from after the Olympics has been absolutely insane.
Yeah.
It was a sellout in, like,
Ottawa.
that first game in New York was awesome. Sellout in Montreal on Sunday. Sellout in Ottawa as well. And a sellout in Seattle for the very first time for the Torrent. Wow. And a new U.S. attendance record again. I think the Seattle team has broken it twice already this year.
I know.
So
they're just breaking their own records. So like, what else do we got to break? Our own? All right. Niter on LTIR, which is like, what the hell? I wouldn't have picked Seattle to win this game. I think if I knew that Niter and Bilka were going to be out. Bilka's day-to-day, thankfully.
The injury
Niter,
news
LTIR.
is crazy coming out of Milan. And do you think we talked about it? Oh, I forget who the U.S. was playing. It was like their first or second game of the prelims when Hillary went down, and it is with a lower body that she's out with. That they've specified.
Yeah.
She went down, and it kind of looked like it was her knee, but then she's such an
knee, high ankle.
absolute nail gun that she didn't show any sign of being injured for the rest of the tournament.
Nothing.
Like when she's being such a stud in the gold medal game and scoring to tie it up. Unreal. Like. Man, what these, and I don't know if we want to skip ahead, but Kendall Coyne placed on the LTIR too. Just thinking about what these ladies were battling through en route to gold makes it all the more impressive how well they played in those final games.
Yeah, I mean, and you just do, right? It's adrenaline. It's obviously numbing creams and stuff they're injecting you with just to get you through, and you don't care. You're just going to do it because it's what you dreamed of for a long time, and you know what the memo is, and you're ready to get the job done, and they do. But in this game, Toronto delightfully surprised me, if you will. Watts being Watts, just doing Watts stuff, setting up Comfer for the opening goal. She actually left the game in the second period. She didn't come back due to illness. Hopefully not norovirus. Hope she's okay. We're sending all of our love over to Dara Watts. Toronto, really needed this type of offensive confidence, if you will. They needed this to happen big time. But they needed it from the players that did it. Like Renata Fast getting that goal, albeit it wasn't the most beautiful goal. Don't care. Just start putting them in. You're that player. Like that was her first goal of the season. Is that
it's
weird?
hard to believe, especially
right?
I've seen her play some awesome games. It's hard to
And
believe
then
that's her first this season.
Malte on that 2-on-1. And it's like she played the Olympics with like a massive chip on her shoulder, and she's carried that right over into the PW again.
Yeah.
That shot first mentality, you want to see it. Stop being a playmaker. Throw it on net. Like you're the one that's supposed to do it. Go do it. And she did. I loved it. I loved the fact that, I mean, obviously there was 2 empty netters, so I'm not just going to go high praise on a couple empty netters, but I love that these ladies were scoring. Comfer, Fast, Malte, those are the people that should be scoring for Toronto. You want to be a big name, be a big name. You know what I mean? Show up and put points on the board. And the fact that they did it was awesome. I love that Teralova's goal. I'm a big fan of this player. I'm not going to lie. And like the fact that she apologized to Philly and stuff, whatever, that's super cool too. But this goal to me, I was like, you better put that in the net, because all 5 Torrent players were below the ringette line, like below the tops of the circles and almost at the hash marks, Julia. So like, let's just say she hums this one over the net or it hits a post and it goes ringing around the boards. It's going to be like a 3-on-0.
Yeah.
For Toronto. So like, I do love the goal, but if it wasn't a goal, that's a big problem. So I'm sure that's going to be shown in some type of video game. Snodgrass had a sweet goal. Thanks to Eldridge on the back pressure. She was back pressuring Malte really hard and then got the puck and sprung Carp on a breakaway. But shout out to Snodgrass for following that up. Like if I saw Carp going in on a semi-break, I would pull up and just be like, she's going to score.
See you later.
And she did it. She just like followed up and potted the rebound. I feel bad for Hannah Murphy. It's her 4th straight loss. Schroeds wasn't even dressed in this one, which was a head scratcher for me. But nonetheless, this game was back and forth. It was a really fun game to watch. I know you see 5-2, but really it was 3-2 with 2 empty netters. Seattle's connectivity, if you will, their issues are still there. I don't even think they've come close to like scratching their true potential, but they're getting there because they do outshoot opponents. They do. But it's like, where's the finish? You know, it's great to get shots on net, but finish them off. Make them like a scoring chance, like a good one, and finish it. It's not going to be easy for Seattle or Vancouver because not only are they great hockey players, but they got to work through a lot. Locker room, gelling, you know, power play stuff, figuring out chemistry, all that good stuff. So they're still working through it, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, and everybody said just hand him the Walter Cup at the beginning of the season. There's a lot to be said about like figuring out chemistry and figuring out all that stuff you were just talking about. Yeah. How about the battle between the USA goaltenders on, was this Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday.
Saturday. Why did does my whole weekend feel like one long day? I have
it's
no
Saturday
idea.
Because Keller, after this game, flew right to New York and went on SNL.
Obviously. I can't believe, like, let's talk about that now. What an awesome, I meant to talk about that with Buckles. Oh my gosh. Actually, wait, let's talk about this game first and then we'll talk about it in like talking about the way that she basically teleported to get to New York. This was such an awesome game. The 2 goalies, Gwyneth Phillips, Aaron Frankel, just going head to head. Scaring every Canadian fan and every fan who's not an American, being like, how are we going to score on these 2 people for the next 4 years and beyond? This was such a good one and another sellout in Ottawa.
Yeah,
like you mentioned.
You talk about both US attendees. No surprise, all 3 meetings between these teams have gone to a shootout. Before our last show, I said, you know, Abby Newhook's going to be kind of like a little bit of a vet now coming back in because they had that time to understand with the league how it works, you know, how to train, how to recover, all that. Doing what she needed. Great shot. I don't even think she knew it went in. She literally just threw it on net and then saw other people celebrate and she celebrated. I had a good laugh. But Rebecca Leslie in this game proved to me just what a boss she is. On the first goal, Clarkey, hell of a feed. On the second one, great cross and pick by Wisniewicz. Tied for league lead in points, second in goals. Like, 5 goals in her last 4 games. Rebecca Leslie, pardon us. Like maybe Team Canada's kind of like giving her a side eye right now. Like got to give her a sniff. How do you not? Because her and Brianne Jenner play so great together. But imagine, she talked about it. She played with Pooh, loved Pooh growing up and, watched everything she did in a non-creepy way, just a learning way. Like, I don't know, toss her with Phillies, see what happens. Toss her with what? Like, I don't know. This kid is just really turning heads and it's been awesome to see. So props to her, and Ottawa just has to be falling in love with her through all of this. And I did not expect Ottawa, I say this in a nice way, I don't expect anybody ever to put more than a 1 spot up against Aaron Frankel. So props to y'all for doing that. But
once
Alina
I got
Mueller,
that one, I was like, well, that's
dude,
probably it.
No, I know.
I did not think they were getting a second goal by Frankel.
No.
So to your point,
I know.
props
And then when
to
they pulled
Ottawa.
ahead, I'm like, uh-oh. And then Alina Mueller, the legend that be, she was just like, no, you guys aren't going to do that. You're not doing that. We're going to a shootout. And the shootout was fun. Hannah Brandt wins it.
As she does.
I liked her shootouts. She was good. 2 shootout winners. Apparently co-leads the league with 4 shootout goals. Hannah Brandt, pardon us, you
Dude,
sneaky.
I got to sit down and look at some shootout stats because Boston, as much as Boston is good at everything, it's got to be like a historical stat that Boston leads shootouts, don't they? Like, again, I should sit down and look at this before I start talking out of my butt, but all I picture in shootouts is Aaron Frankel stopping goals, Susanna Tapani scoring, or Brandt or Mueller. Like I can picture so many different. Ratty, I know, is 1-1 before. Like Boston's got some serious weapons when it comes to the shootout specifically, and also everything.
And that is why they're on a 4-game win streak, and 3 of those wins came in OT.
Yeah, they just know how to win those close games, and I don't know, like they know how to win every game. Boston they had mojo coming into the Olympics, and so many of their players came home with medals. They've got mojo coming out of it. They're going to be really hard to beat, and so are the Montreal Victoire, who this was kind of an interesting game on Sunday, Tessa. It did kind of feel like a team who had a rep under them and a team that felt a little bit cold and then had to travel again to get to Montreal. Like, not to give Minnesota a little bit of an excuse there, but I don't know. That's kind of what it felt like for me. And mentioned earlier, Kendall Coyne-Schofield placed on LTIR retroactive to the day of that gold medal game with an upper body injury.
Yeah, that I had no idea. Like that didn't even register on any part of my radar when we were over there. But doesn't surprise me that she just powered through. But this game was exciting for Montreal fans because Pooh was back and everyone was happy. But it didn't even matter for the team. They were just like, yeah, cool, you're back in your stall, sweet. Like, come on out and play with us.
Yeah, dude, you know who else was back?
Scoring took
USA
care of business.
Scams.
Yeah.
Just like you asked for, like just like JDL was so good in that first game for Montreal, I thought that Scams was the star of this one. On that Murphy goal, I think she had at the first opportunity at it. I don't know. Scams is all over the place in this one, playing the USA Scams way, like you're hoping for.
The gold medal confidence is just carried right on back to Montreal, and it's what you like. You want to see the secondary scoring get on the board. Held Minnesota to just 9 shots through 40 minutes, which to me is certifiably insane.
Yeah.
Like that's solid defending. That's just controlling the puck. That's having puck possession. That's like angling to the outside, not really allowing, much to generate, breaking up cycles. Like that's just playing tough, good hockey against a good hockey team. Like, okay, sure, Coyne was out, but like this is a deep Minnesota team. I don't know. I was just impressed. Good for Montreal. ARD, Debian tied the PWHL record with her 4th shutout of the season. Somehow she only had like 1 in the first 2 seasons is a note that our friend Ashley put in here, which is crazy. She only had 1 shutout in the first 2 seasons. Debbie,
wild.
What the heck? Saving them for the year that Julia picks them, I guess. Yeah, Montreal just loving Place Belle this season. Perfect 7-0.
That's a wild stat to me, to be honest with you. It's crazy.
That's surprising
to me that
though.
Still
that's like a super fun venue.
Home. It is
like
March.
If you're playing there.
It is March and they're undefeated at home. That is crazy. Yeah, I know what you mean though. If there's any venue that you don't want to let the fans down in, because like it's like they're having such a party at Place Bell that I honestly think that if you're on the ice and you're not playing well, you probably feel like you're ruining it. Like you're like, oh my God, I just
don't be a party
brought the
pooper.
vegetable tray to the party. Like this is horrible. I need to up my game right now. I'm ruining the dance party.
Yeah.
There's more on the line than just hockey. The whole vibes. Yeah. What a game for Montreal. Does it stress you out at all for Minnesota goaltenders or anything like that? Or were you feeling the same way as me that it just felt like a team that was cold?
For Minnesota, yeah, I don't know. It felt I don't want to say disjointed, but it just felt cold, tired. Yeah, it wasn't Minnesota. You're just like, oh, okay, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard today.
Yeah,
you know,
just one of those days.
Yeah.
And Toronto continues their swing on the West Coast with another victory. This one over the Vancouver Golden Knights. This was a very close game.
Yeah.
I'm interested to hear what you thought of this game, but I'm more interested to hear what you think of like where Toronto is at right now. And if you've totally changed your mind, because like we were talking before that first game, you were like, okay, it's fire sale time for Toronto, deadline on March 30th. Does 2 games change the way you feel about the Scepters, or is 2 games almost like the head fake that the boys Toronto team gave recently before they decided to fully fall off a cliff? And again, I say that trying to not be traumatized by Toronto sports, but inherently I just am.
So not only did they play great for 2 games in a row, but they did it on the road with a ton of travel, with a lot of teammates coming back from Italy.
Am I tripping, or did they not end their first half on the West Coast also? I'm going to go look that up while you continue talking.
But I do like what I see, and I hope for them and for their fans that they continue it at home at Coca-Cola Coliseum. They play what, tomorrow? They play Tuesday, is that right? Yeah, they play Tuesday, March 3rd in the evening. So I hope against Montreal, and this Montreal team's cruising too. This is going to be a hell of a game. This is going to be a really good game because depth scoring and the people that should be scoring is going on both teams. The goalies, Reagan Kirk played so great in this game, might I add, against Vancouver. Their secondary, like Lauren Messier with Toronto, scores her first PWHL goal after being signed to a Dente contract. And like, can I just say, Claire Dalton, what the hell? What a game. Great play, batting Mash's puck right out of midair, then makes a great pass to her. Then on Sarah Hjalmarsson's goal, just a great play off the wall by Dalton. And she, before anybody scored, she had a hell of a chance coming in off the left side. Like, she had the game of her life. And I just want to keep seeing that. You're going to see 42 out there. She's humming. Like, she is going. 2 games in a row for Hjalmarsson with a goal after the Olympic break. So she's starting the season with no points in her first 16. And here she is, back-to-backer. For Vancouver, I like that Izzy Daniel found the back of the net. Her offense needs to be cruising for this team because this team needs somebody to lead the charge. Nursey had a ton of looks, I know, in that game, but Kirky was just on point. 25 saves, her second straight win. I love it. I love that Dalton stepping up for Toronto too, kind of pushing everybody to elevate their game.
Yeah. No Claire Thompson in this one. Sorry if you said that.
No, didn't.
She's out day-to-day with an upper body injury. I saw her speak about that last play in the gold medal game too. I thought she was tough in the way she talked about it. She said, I'm not going to let one play define me. Kind of exactly what we'd said on the show. It is what it is. You really put yourself out there when you play sports. She pointed that out. And sometimes you're going to end up having moments like that. And I guess that's just the nature of the beast when you're putting yourself out there all the time. I said we'd talk about Keller and Knight on Saturday Night Live after that game. And then we just got too into the flow of things talking about hockey. But oh my gosh, Megan Keller plays 29 minutes and 17 seconds, I think, in that shootout victory over the Ottawa Charge, and then jets her butt all the way to New York City to be a guest on Saturday Night Live alongside Connor Story from Heated Rivalry and the Hughes brothers and Hillary Knight. Like, what a cool moment. The one-liners were amazing. Why did that whole thing like heal me, Tessa? I don't know what it was, but it just made me feel so warm and fuzzy inside to, I don't know, have a platform that just like felt, I don't know. It felt really good to see the girls be appreciated. It felt good to have a platform where like joking about everything felt appropriate and felt warm and fuzzy.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like Saturday Night Live is such a huge thing. And I remember back in 2018 when Hillary Knight popped up on it and I was at home, I was like, whoa, like you made it. Like, this is cool. Like,
Do you
Saturday
watch
Night
Saturday
Live.
Night Live every Saturday night?
No, not with kids. Not anymore. I didn't have kids in
Yeah.
2018. I was awake and watching it. This time, no, I watched it in the morning. But, that's when you know you made it. And when people recognize and respect what you've done and how big of a moment it is, like, shout out to SNL. I don't think they really ever miss, if I'm being quite honest. But nice to invite Hill back and to have Megan Keller be a part of it too. I thought it was awesome and even fitting with the cast and crew that they had on as well, with everybody from Heated Rivalry.
Yeah, very cool. Very special moment. Hilary Knight, first female athlete, I believe, to be a repeat guest on Saturday Night Live. So she's just in a class of her own, and we already knew that about her.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see her back on the ice again in the PWHL. We miss her already. Okay, we want to take a second to tell you about Sober Carpenter, the official non-alcoholic beer of the PWHL. Sober Carpenter is a Canadian craft brewery completely dedicated to non-alcoholic beer. They're brewed with the same care and ingredients as traditional craft beer, crafted for those who love beer without the hangover. They've got full flavor, zero compromise on taste or quality. There's a wide range of styles, from bold IPAs to smooth lagers and seasonal releases. They're perfect for any occasion, celebrating, training, or taking a night off. They have award-winning taste, recognized at international beer competitions, and are proudly Canadian since 2019. They're available at your favorite grocery store across Canada, and special releases are available online at sobercarpenter.com. You know, it's getting to be spring. The beers flow really easy, and they flow even easier if you mix in a Sober Carpenter. So shout out to our friends at Sober Carpenter. They get us through the hockey season. Nothing better than cracking open a cold one during a hockey game. Our interview, Tessa, today, this is a good one, brought to you by AERO, the official chocolate bar of the PWHL. On or off the ice, feel the bubbles melt. And this one was a good one. I'd never gotten a chance to talk to Maddi Wheeler of the New York Sirens before, but she is a character. We're loving her on or off the ice, and we had a really good time with this interview with her. So here she is on Jocks and Jills, Maddi Wheeler. All right, from Aaronsville, Ontario, all the way to New York City, we are so excited to be joined by Maddi Wheeler on the Jocks and Jills podcast.
Woo!
Maddi, thanks for doing this.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Are you though? Be honest.
No,
Maddi.
I am.
Okay.
No, they told me you guys wanted to have me on, and I was like, oh, okay. Wasn't sure why. So
I heard you said it's about damn time.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, we're honored to have you.
Yeah.
I said it kind of off the top, Aaronsville to New York City.
Mhm.
I've never, it's not that often that I get a hometown, we get a hometown rather on Jocks and Jills that I don't even think I've ever driven through Aaronsville.
No.
I know it's right
of-
between Ottawa and Toronto, right?
Yeah.
Ottawa.
So,
Isn't it Ottawa? Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, do you know like Napanee, Ontario, or like Kingston? Yeah, so I
Yep.
went to high school in Napanee. I'm like 25 minutes north of Napanee. Basically like start of like lake country. Like it's all cottages and stuff up there. So
Okay.
basically the middle of nowhere. So yeah.
So
Yeah.
your childhood was wicked.
Yeah, skating
Like
on
the
the lake.
outside was your. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. 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 Went to a really small school and like all time outdoors. So yeah. Yeah, it's a big change for sure. But yeah.
And what
Yeah.
hockey team did you cheer for growing up? You're kind of like right in the intersection of
So
Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto.
So my whole family was Toronto Maple Leafs fans, and my best friend's family was Toronto Maple Leafs fans. So we were both the youngest siblings, so we cheered for Montreal. So
Absolutely, as you should.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
As the youngest.
Sens
Yeah.
never got a
does.
sniff though.
No, because also when like I was growing up, it was like Mike Camilleri, Carey Price, like all those guys. So like those were kind of like my favorite players growing up. So
Yeah.
Canadians kind of like fell into my lap, I guess.
PK was on the team then, I think too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were pretty good back then. Yeah.
Nice.
That's
Mhm.
easy to
Growing
fall
up
in love with.
outdoors, like hockey, was it always just hockey for you? Or were you like me, where it was like you're playing kick the can, you're playing baseball, you're playing basketball? It's just like
Yeah.
anything but inside.
Yes. Yeah. Anything but inside. It was out in the driveway, like playing basketball with my brother or like our friends. Like, yeah, it was anywhere but inside. Like we would find absolutely anything to do. Like we would play like with airsoft guns. Like you like literally like anything you could do outside we were doing. So yeah.
Did
What
you
were
say
you do-
brothers? How many brothers you got?
Just one brother, older brother.
Just one brother. Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
he's 2 years older. Yeah.
Nice. Did he play
Mhm,
hockey as
mhm.
well?
He did. He played like juniors and stuff, and then he just went off to school. So yeah, but definitely like
huge help for me. Like he like kind of like made the path for me to be able to come up. So yeah. Mhm.
That's awesome. I read somewhere that you started playing when you were 3. Is that just a product of living in cottage country, I guess, and having frozen lakes everywhere?
Yeah, I mean,
Is that how you got around?
yeah, like yeah, I went to school on skates and everything. No, but basically like small town, like the closest thing to us was an arena. So when my brother started playing, I started skating on the lake. So I think like I want to say like I was skating at like 2 and
That's
like
crazy.
skating is a very loose term. Like I think it was like striding with my left foot only for a while. So
Counts.
but yeah, definitely like started to do like Timbits and stuff like that. I would say like by the age of 3 and stuff. And then just kind of like did whatever my brother did. So like we played like softball together and like all that stuff, and I played up. So yeah, just kind of like followed in his footsteps as far as that goes. Yeah.
Your parents were just like, don't care. You're playing with your brother that's 2 years old, or we're not doing 2 trips. They were like ixnay to the sports Uber.
Yeah, yeah. No, it was good though, because I think I mean I played up, I think probably until I was like 7 or 8, like with him. And I mean it just like made me better, and it was always good to like play with your brother. So it was a lot of fun.
Was it
Is that
always
what
in
you
your
remember driving
Yeah.
you as a kid, like wanting to keep up with your brother?
Yeah, I don't think there was ever like he was a defenseman though, so I was a forward.
Okay.
So like when we would go, like sometimes we would like rent ice like after school, and it'd just be the two of us out there, and like it was kind of a nice trade-off. Like he plays D, I play forward. Like we're like polar opposite hockey players. So yeah, it was just cool to have that growing up though. Yeah.
He steps out of the penalty box before he touches a puck, that kind of thing.
Sometimes you never know. Yeah. Jeez.
I had to get that dig in there.
No,
That's
yeah,
such a
no,
funny
that's so
one.
fair.
Did you know as
That's
soon as
fair.
you did it, or were you like, "What rule is this?"
I didn't know that rule.
I didn't know, but I also think I was kind of like, because like you don't open the door for yourself, right? So I was
No.
trying to like get out there, and I saw the puck coming, and I was like, I gotta get out there before it gets here. And then that happened. I was like, all right, like I
Tell
don't
me
know
you
what to
shoved them
say.
out of the way to get on the ice and rip the door open.
Like no, no,
Okay.
you gotta be like polite. Like
Fair.
they're working the game. So, but yeah, it's just kind of like one of those things where you're coming out of the box, you see the puck coming to you, so you're just trying to get out there as quick as you can. And
Yeah.
I mean, it happens. And
Yeah, seriously, twice this year. Dude, who did it right after? Was it Claire Thompson?
I forget who did it right
I think
after, but I
Jesse
was
did
laughing.
it.
It was
Oh,
Like
yeah.
Comfort.
Were you watching that
Yeah.
game? Yeah, you're so right. It was Jesse Comfort.
No,
Poor Claire,
I think I
catching
just
a stray
saw
from
it,
me
and
right
I was
now.
like, there you go.
yeah, like come on.
Yeah.
Welcome to the party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you play other sports at a high level as a kid? You mentioned softball. Was it always hockey number one for you, or you kind of played everything?
Hockey was always number one, but then like I played like all the sports growing up, and then kind of when I got to high school, we were kind of in that like gray area where like recruiting was starting really young. So like once I got to high school, like I was playing like U19 when I was 13. So like there's like schools and stuff. So it was kind of about like other sports were fun for me that like I didn't like play anything competitively in high school. Like I played like soccer and tennis and all that stuff, but just like in high school for fun. So but yeah.
You committed to Wisconsin at 13, right?
Something like that. Yeah. Like I remember like me and KK, we were at like a Wisconsin camp together, and like we both committed that week. But it was like kind of normal. Like I like waited. I like
That's
waited
waiting.
longer. Well, yeah, no, it started to get crazy, and I'm glad that they changed the rule though. But like I think it was kind of my year and maybe the year above that it started to get like low, like younger. And then like after our year, I think it like there were kids committing in like 8th grade or like 7th grade
That's
and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, so it's pretty crazy.
Like you don't even know how to make craft dinner properly in grade 8. Like how do you know
Yeah.
what university you want to go to and like
Exactly.
what major you want to take?
Yeah. So it's yeah, that was crazy. But I think once
That's
I
so
like
wild.
committed, I was like, obviously hockey's the route. So everything
Yeah.
else from there, it's just like have fun.
Well, I feel like if you're making a boys AAA team when you're 8, like hockey's probably the thing you're going to be doing.
Yeah, it kind of always was. Like I think like there was girls hockey around me and stuff, but all the girls growing up played boys hockey for the most part.
Right.
Until like probably like once AAA started, I think people started playing girls hockey and stuff. But I played, because I was playing up with my brother who was 2 years older than me. So I played my first year of AAA, like a year above me with the boys. And then I like went back because they didn't have like my age AAA. So then I went back down to my year. So
Maddie,
yeah.
what? Yeah, I made the year above me AAA.
But you're like
What?
8 years old though. So it's just about like who could skate fast back then. Like
Right.
that's kind of all it was. So but yeah. And like playing boys helped me so much. So
And you
yeah.
weren't even that big, but I guess neither are they when they're 8. So, but like, was
Yeah.
there a big disparity between the both of you, or was
No.
it like,
No, and that was kind of the thing where once you kind of got like right before high school, that's kind of when like the boys hit their growth spurt and like I didn't. So that was kind of when things started to like shift. And like that was also when like hitting started. So like I played 2 years of hitting with the guys. But yeah, it wasn't an issue at all probably until like high school started. So yeah.
Yeah. Like, was it wilder being the only girl in a boys' room at 8, or was it wilder being the only 13-year-old in a U19
Yeah.
girls' dressing room once you moved over?
19, 100%.
Yeah, like, I mean, like, I was from a small town and, like, I was playing, like, I played for Nepean, so that's, like, in Ottawa, so it was,
Yeah.
like, 2 hours from where I was from, and the only reason I switched was because, like, my last year of boys AAA, I broke my wrist in playoffs, and, like, back then, like, your tryouts for the teams are, like, in, spring, so, like, however long it took for my wrist to heal, like, I couldn't try out for the guys' team. So I was like, well, might as well make the switch. So like I was trying out with like a splint on still. So yeah, but like it was the best decision to go up and play for Nepean. And yeah, it was definitely a learning curve for sure. And growing
You
up
made a
pretty fast.
U19 team as a 13-year-old with a broken wrist? This story's insane. Who are you, Maddi Wheeler? Like, what the?
Yeah. So I was like I turned like 14 in October. So like the tryouts were in spring or whatever. And so Jessie Aldridge, her dad was my like spring or summer hockey coach for like selects and stuff. And I was still playing boys and they were kind of like, you need to eventually make the switch. And they kind of advised me to go play in Nepean. And like when I was still playing for the guys, I went down and like practiced with them. And they were kind of like, if you want a spot, it's here next year. And I went and then I played 4 years there and then went off to college. So it was like one of the better decisions I made. And
That's
it kind of was forced into it, I guess, because of the wrist and stuff. But
Yeah.
it all worked out. Yeah.
Jessie Eldridge, her fam,
Yeah.
just shaping lives.
Yeah. Yeah. He would, yeah. So they were my summer hockey coaches. There's a picture of like me, Jesse, Mac, and like KK. And like the three of us are like 12 or something. And Jesse's like our coach. So it was pretty funny.
No way.
That
Yeah.
is jokes.
We need
Yeah.
that pic. Do you still have that?
I'll find it. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty funny.
Like, what's
Yeah.
Coach Jessie like?
Yeah.
It was awesome. She like would have like gummy worms on the bench and like be like,
You
you
need
guys
that.
score, like we're giving you a gummy like yeah. But that was a long time ago.
If you
so.
scored, you got a gummy worm?
I feel like that would still
I don't
work
know if
on me.
everybody got it, but like we definitely got some. So yeah. Yeah.
You guys are nice. Spin the extra gummy worms. I absolutely love that. You think that would
Yeah.
work if they pulled him out on the bench in New York right now? Greg was like feeding gummy worms.
Yeah.
God, I can't imagine. That'd be
That's
pretty
fine.
funny. That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, it's so good. You've played U18s twice. Like, what do you
Yeah.
remember about? Well, first of all, like, what do you remember about growing up and watching women's hockey? Like, you played boys and girls. Like, do you have Olympic memories growing up? Like, my kind of first one, honestly, watching Tessa in 2010, is yours around the same time.
Yeah, I would say like 2014 was probably like my first like real like memory of it because it was what's that, Sochi Olympics?
Yeah, that crazy game where the puck went off the post.
Yeah,
OT.
and
Yeah.
we were watching in class. So like everybody was like in a classroom and they put it up on the smart board and like it was in the middle of the day and we're all watching it. And like I just remember we were sitting there and everybody's like, it's over. Like we have to like go back to like work and stuff, like or like get our schoolwork done. And then they came back and I just remember that was like the craziest thing because I think all of us were like, oh, it's like they're not coming back, like it's over. And then they did and we're like, holy crap, like thank God. But yeah, that's definitely like my earliest memory of Olympic hockey for sure.
And no one got their work done that day.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Are they still
Didn't have
ripping
to.
smart boards in high school or have they evolved? I used to like the
Ah.
smart board.
I don't know. I think,
My kids have a smart board, I think.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
still the
I
Or it's
thing.
like a
don't know.
screen. It's a screen.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
Okay.
know. I don't really remember. Like, I think in high school we had like 2 smart boards or something, but
Yeah, I know. Like it was revolutionary at the time, the smart board.
oh yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Something
where's the
different.
fun? You need the chalkboard. You got to dust off the chalk erasers outside
It is good
midday.
fun.
Well, it's not like they have them in university though. It's chalkboard in university. So,
Yeah, that's
True.
so
Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
get back to it anyways.
yeah. Yeah. But yeah.
And was 2014 enough to be like, that's what I'm going for. I'm going to, try to represent Team Canada. I'm going to train
Yeah.
my tail off. That's what I want to do.
I think for me that like then it didn't seem like attainable, I guess, because like I wasn't playing girls hockey yet.
Right.
And like I didn't even know that like I was at the level where like I could go like Division 1 or anything like that, just based on like there was nothing for me to compare myself to in a way. Like I knew like because I was playing with the guys, like obviously I like good or whatever, and kind of had no idea really like what that path looked like, I guess. So, and then I remember like playing AAA. One of the like a QPAC coach came to like one of my games because she's from like Campbellford, so pretty close to like where I'm from. And I remember being like, "Why is she here? Like, what? Why are they here? Like, what's going on?" And then it kind of started because I had no
You're
idea.
good at hockey. That's what's going on.
But like I had no idea, and
Wow.
then went down like randomly. My brother was in like one of those like Boston summer hockey tournaments, and somebody got hurt on some team, and they needed an extra player, so I went down and played like for Jesse's dad's team a year up. So I played with like Sid Bard and them, and like that was kind of the first time where I was like, oh, okay, like I could actually like go D1 in this. Like this is kind of like actually a thing. And then once I started playing like U19 and stuff like that, there was the older girls who would go to the U18 camps or like Team Ontario camps and stuff like that. So that's kind of when it was like, oh, like I can do this. But it seemed a lot further, I think, than it was initially, for sure.
Yeah. What are
Yeah.
your parents like about hockey? Like, just because you seem really laid back and like, oh, I might be kind of good at this. Like, what was their approach with your hockey career?
Like they're like very hard on me, obviously. But I think it was all good intentions, right? Like knowing that
Yeah.
like you have something good and like if you can make something of it, like that's what you should be doing. And I think for me, once like the recruiting process started, like it was for obviously like you wanted to make like U18s, you want to make Team Ontario, you want to like get recruited. But at the end of the day, it was kind of like you also want to get recruited so you can go to a really good school and get a good degree. So that was kind of always the like underlying thing. Like it's like if you get hurt and you're away at school, like you want to be at a school that like you're gonna love if you're not playing hockey. But definitely got pushed very hard when I was younger. And I mean like playing guys too, like you kind of it's kind of like inherently like you can't you don't want to be like the worst player on your team because it's kind of like you're the girl and like so it's kind of like you got to be like one of the best players on your team if you're going to be playing with the boys. But yeah, definitely pushed me in the right direction for sure.
I'd say you ended up making
Yeah.
the under 18 team twice. You actually scored the gold medal winning goal in overtime against the US, which is pretty cool. The tournament was in
Yeah.
Japan. Can you walk us
Yeah.
through like that moment? I think Kendall Cooper even assisted on that goal, didn't she? She fed it to you up the middle there? Or she dished it to you?
Yeah, that was it feels like a long time ago. Yeah, it was like first time at U18s, and I think if you like look back at that team, both like Canada and the US, I would say like a lot of us are like in the PW now, which is it's just like funny to look back on that. But yeah, I just remember like picking it up and it's like 3-on-3 and you're like kind of like, okay, I just gotta send it. And I just remember like driving wide and then like putting in like a rebound. But yeah, it was really, really cool. And it was a really good experience too, just like being in Japan. And the whole lead up to that, like doing the August camps and stuff like that. But that was really, really cool that year.
I bet. Yeah, there was Julia, Nicole Gosling, Serdachny, Murkowski, Cooper, Gardner, Carter, Kirk.
Mhm.
Like that was a hell of a team. Tchaikovsky said, like, holy smokes.
Yeah, and I think that was the first year that we won in a long time. Like Canada won for U18s,
Right.
which was good. And then we lost the following year, but it was still like a good showing. So it was kind of it was a good start to kind of playing at that stage. And it was cool because like you're playing against the Americans that you don't always get to play against. Like you'll play against them at tournaments and stuff. But it was just a really good experience overall.
Cool.
Nice. You head to
Cool
Wisconsin.
that you get to play with Cherkowski too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. And we're roommates too. So
Are ya?
Yeah. Yes. Me, O'Brien, and Kate and Anne are all roommates.
Sounds like no fun.
No, not at all.
Yeah. I actually hear the New York traffic a little bit in the background. It's setting the ambiance for this.
Yeah.
Championship.
Yeah. We live like right next to the Holland Tunnel. So you might hear a little something there.
Does it help
Yeah.
you sleep now? Like, do you find it almost a little bit soothing at this point?
Yeah. I just block it all out.
Yeah, I used to live like right by the Gardner in Toronto, and there came a point where I was like, "Damn, I might actually need this to sleep." It's the highways soothing me.
Do you want to know what's crazy? Is I never noticed. I lived near there as well, close to where you were, Julia.
Yeah,
My dad was always like, "It's so noisy," and I was like, "Really?" And then it like took a minute, and I listened, and I'm like, "Wow, it is."
yeah.
It had never dawned on me. I would have never known the whole time I lived there had my dad not mentioned it.
I would honestly say the same thing. I would notice it when I would leave, and I'd go somewhere quiet, and I'd be like, "Where's all my noise that I like? Where's my yelling people and my honking horns? Come on." Yeah. So 2020, you headed to Wisconsin. Can you, like, obviously a weird time to
Tough
head off
year
to
to go.
college. Was the first part normal? Did you guys play? How many games did you play that year?
We played, I think, like a half a season, maybe.
Okay.
That was definitely. I mean, there's bigger things going on in the world, obviously,
Yeah.
than like being a freshman in college. But I think it was definitely a hard transition because you're waiting for this experience for how many years, and then when you are going to college, like we pretty much were like you're either at the dorm or the rink for like probably all the way until the spring. So it was pretty like isolating for sure. But we're like, I mean, we got to still play hockey. Like the Ivies didn't play at all. And like we had a pretty good setup. Like we had like COVID testing every single day. And like we had a good setup, but it was definitely not a normal transition for sure.
So were you guys like all bubbled together then? That makes sense.
Yeah. So like we at Wisconsin, basically our like one dorm floor was like only athletes. And then yeah, it was great. That's kind of how like we ended up making a lot of friends.
Sounds like a lot of trouble. I'm not gonna lie, but
yeah, no, like it was for sure. But like you think like if you're a normal freshman, like you would probably have met those guys anyways, like all those people anyways. But it's definitely just like a different experience for sure. And then I think for us, like socially, like our sophomore year was more like our freshman year, which was like it was fun. So yeah.
Yeah. 2 national championships with the Badgers. Like, can you pick? Do you have a preferred national championship? Is there one you felt you had to grind harder for? Like, is there one that stands out in your mind a little bit more than the other?
For sure, the second one. I think, you come in as a freshman and like I didn't play a ton that year. It was definitely like a learning curve. So then coming in our junior year, we kind of went on like a 5-game like losing skid in the middle of the year, and everybody was like, it's over. Like not on our team, like kind of like other teams were like, we're not going to win anything. Like we're down for the count. And like none of us thought that at all. We're like, it's 5 games in the middle of the year or whatever. But in like NCAA season, like that obviously matters a lot. And yeah, we went into the tournament like as like a bid. Like we didn't get, like we weren't ranked. And then we went and like kind of just rolled through that year. But that was by far and away like my favorite national championship. And it was such like a good group too. Like our team was it was just like such a good group to win with too.
Did Mark Johnson have like an epic moment like he did in the last time they won last year where he was like, who wants it? Like, did he have any type of sweet saying for you guys that people can make t-shirts for?
I mean, like coach is a man of very few words, but he was somebody who always just like you just have to like stick with the process. Like I don't think there was ever like any doubt in his mind that we weren't going to be able to win. And I think because we had to play like a play-in game against LIU, and I think we won like I don't remember the score exactly, but I think it was like 9-0 or something. Like I don't remember the score exactly, but
so you won.
Yeah, and then we were playing against Colgate, and I think like we hit them pretty hard too. And then kind of going into Frozen Four, like we had like a chip on our shoulder, and we were like, playing Minnesota. So it's like border battle, like what else could you want? And like we played like lights out that game. And I think like coach was always just kind of like stick with the process. Like there's like never a doubt in his mind, like how like we're going to win. And I don't think there was any doubt in any of our minds that we weren't going to win, especially after we beat Minnesota. Like when we played Ohio State, it was kind of like, we don't know who's going to score, when we're going to score, but like we're going to win this game. And that's kind of how it felt. So yeah.
Yeah. I feel like Casey O'Brien said it the exact same way. There was just never a doubt in that room. You guys always felt like you were going to score in that game.
Yeah. It's, you kind of just, there's times when you have that gut feeling that it's going to go your way, or it might be the opposite. Like you might not have that feeling. But we definitely had that year, especially. And like, we were also just like so close as a team that year. So it was kind of like we are going to win. There was no there's no like doubt in your mind that you're going to win that year.
Yeah. We'll talk about Ohio State in a second, but like there's so many great players in that Wisconsin team that people are so excited to see in the PWHL next year, like Harvey Sims, Layla Edwards, Lacey Eden. Like, is there one, I know like these are your girls and your teammates, is there one maybe whose game, as long as you don't have to play against them probably, is there one whose game you're like most excited to see in the PWHL and most excited for kind of the larger hockey world to see in the PW?
I think like they're all gonna do phenomenal when they get in the league. And obviously like KK, like she's gonna come in, like the kid like dominated at the Olympics. Like she's always like, she has that chip on her shoulder. She has kind of everything that you want in a great defenseman. And I like you can already tell like she's ready for the league. But I think all of them, like Layla, whether she's playing forward or D, who knows? But like she's gonna do well regardless. Same with like Sims, Lacey. And then like the girls from Ohio too, like they're ready for the league. Like there's no like doubt in my mind that they're gonna like step in and like they'll take it in the stride.
Yeah. Were Layla and KK as good of dancers their freshman year as they are now?
Yeah, they've always had it.
Really?
Oh, of course. Yeah, they're quite the characters. I love those guys. Yeah.
I've never seen as good of a chicken banana in my life as KK's. So,
did they ever try to get you in on the dances?
Like they've like always just like done those like TikToks or whatever. Like that's just always like been their thing. So, but it's definitely like a lot more like, I don't know, like out there now, I guess. So, but that's kind of always been their thing. Yeah.
So why did you decide to leave Wisconsin and go to the enemy?
That's a loaded question, but yeah, for me, like I was finishing up my 4th year at Wisconsin, and we kind of didn't know where things were going for our 5th year as far as like scholarships and stuff like that go. Because our class was like the last cycle of 5th years. So I kind of was like talking to my mom and my brother about like what I kind of wanted to do. And as far as like academically it went, I was graduating in the summer. So if I was to start a master's, I would have kind of like, it would have rolled over in a weird way. But outside of school, I kind of felt like I got like I don't know how to word this properly, but I feel like personally and hockey wise, like I kind of grew as much as I felt I was going to at Wisconsin. And not to say that like I wasn't going to grow anymore, but I felt that I needed to kind of move on and like start a new chapter of both like my life personally and hockey wise. And you know, when I entered the transfer portal, like people were like, "You're going to Ohio," and I was like, "No, I'm not going to Ohio. I swear."
You liar.
It was also like an ego thing. Like I'm not going to go to Ohio State. But then you're sitting, you're talking to people. It's like, okay, like how can you not go though? Yeah. Right. So, and also like if what I wanted was to like be pushed in a different way that I'd been pushed before. And like, I mean, like you've probably heard stories of Muzz, like she will bring the best, like she's going to push you and bring the best out of you. And I thought, you know, cause like my junior year was the first year of the PW. So we didn't know how it was kind of going to roll out. Going into my 5th year, like it was kind of like, okay, this is like attainable. So like I have a year, I might as well take a shot, go somewhere else, live somewhere else, like be in a new place, push yourself. Like you have a year to do this, you might as well, like you have the shot to do it. So that was kind of more my mindset. It wasn't like anything like I want to leave Wisconsin or anything like that. It was very different reasons. Yeah. Yeah.
Kayla
so-
Barnes said the same thing. She was like
Mhm.
kind of tap dancing around it, but we understood. Same with
Mhm.
Bilka.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very similar situation to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You got any good
after-
Muzzy stories for us?
Yeah.
We've collected a bunch in Italy. If you got any more to throw on, by all means.
Yeah. I love Muzzy. I wanted to go there because I wanted to be pushed. And I remember my first
Monday practice.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, we like you hear the stories about like getting bag skated and stuff like that. And I will say, like, by the end of last year, I was in the best shape of my life on the ice. Like, we played one of our WCHA games with like 2 sets of wings and 3 forwards. Like, we played like 28 minutes or something, and like it was fine. And like you look back over the year and you're like, well, there's a reason you're fine because you got bag skated so much. But I just remember, like, it was one of our first practices with coaches, and it was kind of like, it might have been after like the second drill in practice, and then Muzz was like, "Hey, get on the boards." I was like, "All right, I'm getting on the boards," and then it like hit me like, "Oh shit! Like, get on the boards! Like, we're skating right now."
Yeah.
And you're like 20 minutes into practice. But it was all worth it, and it was very much like I'm somebody who's like super loud and like joking around in practice and stuff like that. So you kind of go from that, and then you're like, oh crap, like get on the boards, okay. But Muzzy pushes everybody in the best way possible, and there's like a reason that they're so successful there. And like she cares so much about the girls. I had such an awesome experience last year at Ohio State. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that's sweet. Do you have a favorite memory? Like Wrigley Field, outdoor game, anything like that stand out from the year?
There was a lot of like really good memories from last year, and I think Wrigley was really, really cool for us. I think it was hard for me like playing because the day before, like, we had our first game like at Wisconsin and LeBon, and we got like wiped. It was like 6-0 or something like that. So that was pretty hard to like go back to LeBon for the first time. So I only had to play there one time. So that was like kind of hard to come off of, and then you come back out and you beat them. That was a pretty good memory, and just like getting to play at Wrigley Field, like we were in the Chicago Cubs locker room, and
That's
like,
cool.
yeah, it was unreal. But yeah, I mean, there's so many good memories from Ohio State, and even like when we lost, like it was such a close team that, and it like obviously like losing to Wisconsin sucks and everything, but there was nobody else I would want to like like there was no other group I wanted to be a part of when that happened. So, but it was a great year last year.
Nice.
That's special.
Mhm.
I'm honestly going to give you both the floor. Tessa, the proudest Ohio State alumni probably on earth, and yourself. No one, probably it was you, Muzz, and then Tessa Bonham, the outrage at that call that was made at the end of that game.
How do I
for the
not top that
penalty shot.
list? I was so mad.
Because
I
it
never
wasn't
take to
actually
Twitter,
physically
and I
you.
took to Twitter.
Tessa took to Twitter, Maddie. Like, do you know how mad she has to be to take to Twitter to air her grievances? I don't know if you want to say anything about it at this point, but like, I'd imagine you probably feel the same way about that call.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I'm going to sell
It's-
t-shirts. You can't kick a goalie. I'm sorry.
It's Tessa. Well, she's been selling T-shirts. Like, she was starting a campaign. Like, it was brought up on this
Yeah,
podcast
it was,
for weeks after.
it was just tough because it's like
Yeah.
when there's like a call being made like that and it takes 5 minutes for the officials to decide, it's obviously not concrete evidence, but call was made. And I think it was also tough because there was something like one of the camera angles the ref was blocking or like something like that, and like the rule is fuzzy, but like, I mean, it's over with, and
Yeah.
tough way to lose, obviously, but you can't blame a loss on one play, obviously. But there's a lot of things missed in that game. Like, if you go back and watch, like there was a lot of things, but also like, I mean, Wisconsin, like they had a monster year, so it's kind of like it happens, and like obviously in the moment, like you're like, okay, like whatever, like the call is made, and I mean, yeah, I could say a lot about it, but it's over
I
and
did.
done with.
Don't worry. I did it
That's
for
what
you.
it said.
It's okay.
Yeah,
And,
and
like,
it's
I got
tough
you.
because it's tough because it's also like you could watch a play 1,000 times in slow motion and make a whole bunch of different like decisions on what happened, and like, but when it's in real time, like you're falling down, and basically I like swept it kind of like this under my
Yeah.
body.
I know.
But when you slow it down, like probably looks like I covered it, whatever. But I mean, yeah, that's how it is. So
Don't worry, I know. I know
Sorry
what
to
you
make
did.
you do
It's
that.
okay.
Dig up all the trauma soup on this Wednesday afternoon.
I'm well past it. I'm well past it.
Yeah,
know.
I was just thinking, like, you got to live with Casey O'Brien, so I guess you guys
Yeah.
have probably hashed it out
Yeah.
once or twice.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But it's definitely like one of those things where it's like, I mean, it's hockey. Like you can't
Yeah.
blame a loss on one play, and it's definitely not how I felt for a couple months. But
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I'm sorry about that. But
Yeah.
then you get to go to the PWHL draft, which was absolutely
yeah.
epic in Ottawa. Like, how fun was that? And how pumped were you to hear, like, I'm going to New York and all your teammates had just been called kind of ahead of you?
It was good. Like it was nice because like I went home. So like came home from Ohio State. Like I stayed at home the day before and then like drove up for the draft, and it was a really so it was like not close to home, like 2 hours or whatever, but it was nice because I had my brother and my mom there, and it was honestly, I think, just cooler like watching all the people get picked. Like you have no control over like where you're going or how high you're gonna go, but you can control like how your off season goes and stuff like that. So I think like for me, like just being at the draft, it was just like nice to see people go. Like I like just really enjoyed like watching like people, because it's also their dream, right, to get picked and go places. So I think it was really cool. And like a cool moment was like Bugs, so Buglioni, who's on Seattle. Like none of us, like, you don't really know when you're gonna go. Like people like talk and like your agent tells you how high you're gonna go. But when Seattle picked her, we were, not us, but like she didn't think she was gonna go there. So it was like a really surprise pick, and like we were all kind of like sitting back there. It was like me, her, Zan, and a couple other people, and it was just like raw emotion. It was just like so like it's cool to share those experiences with people. And especially like in a league where there's only 8 teams as of now. It's you can't control where you're gonna go. You can just have to enjoy the moment. So it was a really cool experience.
Yeah. And what's it been like? You've kind of given us the background. You got a couple of roomies in New York. You're living in Jersey City. Like, what's the review on New York? You got to explore a little bit during the Olympic break.
It's great. I have some friends that live in the city, which is really nice. So I get to pop in and see them when they're not working. But yeah, it's been really good. And I think my roommates told me I have to give you guys some shit though about putting us towards the bottom of the pack in your preseason review.
Oh yeah.
Is that true? Yeah.
Yeah. You guys have been ripping it up.
It is true. It's true.
Yeah. There you go.
So was it like all of your teammates said that? Like, are we now banned from a second PWHL rink? What's going on?
No, we were just driving home today, and I was like, what do they want to talk to me about? And we were just talking. They're like, well, you got to make sure that you let them know how that you guys said that. But yeah, no, I'm just kidding. But
no, we deserve that fully.
but we always root for it.
Tessa always says if she could be on a PWHL team, she'd want to be on the Sirens.
Thank you.
All right.
Just because I've run amok in New York City.
Yeah.
Okay.
For a portion of my life that I'm like, get me there. Trust me.
It's been good though. Yeah, I really like it.
I love that. We'll leave you on this one. MSG game. Like, what are you most excited about for that?
Yeah, that's going to be insane. Like, I think for us, like our market playing at a Prudential Center is great. But being able to have a home game that's like actually home, like at MSG, like it's going to be sweet. And I think for the girls that have like been in the league for a little bit, especially here at New York, like getting a home game where you have a lot of people come is going to be really cool. But yeah, I think like everything this year has just kind of been like taking things in stride. Like we got to play in a big game down at DC. Like we were in that game versus Montreal that we had, I think it was
a wild
17,000 fans or whatever.
Yeah, but MSG is so iconic of a venue. Like
that's what I mean. So it's going to be that plus like a sick venue. So I think it'll be like unreal. And I think and I think it's like almost sold. I don't want to speak on that, but like it's like almost sold out. And yeah, it's really cool, and I think it'll be a good event for everybody to
Heck yeah,
come
it will.
watch. Yeah,
It's gonna be
It'll
awesome.
be exciting. Yeah,
Buy
Thank
your
you so much
tickets.
for this,
Buy your
Maddi.
tickets.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you calling us out too, because honestly, we talk way too much shit on the internet. Like
Yeah,
someone needs
no
to hold
one-
us accountable. Someone needs to start holding us accountable.
People need to start chirping us. Like, I'm glad you did.
We
God,
talk too
all
much
we do
on
is
it.
chirp other people.
but yeah, I mean, you guys shouted out like our young people coming in, and I think we've stepped up. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
think,
You guys
your
are more than
debut was
impressed.
unreal.
yeah,
3
so I think-
apples? Not bad.
Jeepers. Okay, fine.
yeah,
Not
but
bad.
yeah, it's been good playing here though. I'm
Awesome.
really enjoying it. Yeah,
Glad you're
Awesome.
loving it. We have a ton of fun watching you.
Mhm,
Go
mhm.
Bucks. Thanks
Yeah.
for giving us your time, because I know
yeah, of course.
it's precious and you got some fun roommates to hang out with. Tell them we say what's up.
Mhm.
Tell Anne we'll be talking to her at some point.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and good luck the rest of the season. We'll be cheering you guys on the rest of the way.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
And again, that interview brought to you by AERO, the official chocolate bar of the PWHL, on or off the ice. Feel the bubbles melt. That was a good one, Tessa. And we mentioned it earlier on the pod, but she had to call us out on our New York Sirens early season takes.
Totally
A little bit of a tough one coming back from the break, but hopefully the Sirens can get it back in the rails here.
Just got to put your money where your mouth is. That's it. Prove us wrong.
I like it. If you guys want to get in touch with us, it's time for our Send It segment. You could send us an email, jocksinjills@thepwhl.com. Give us a phone call. Leave us a message. Leave us a message or a message, whatever you want. 929-542-2442. We have an official end to the pin giver hunt. Hallie sent us an email and said, I'm so glad you each got your pins. And you got it right, Tessa. This made me laugh. Hockey Tina was for Julia and the Vancouver skate was for Tessa. This was before I knew how much Julia loved Tina, but I had a feeling. Am I that easy to read, everyone? Am I that easy to figure out? And she said, P.S. Tess, I met you in Minnesota at the first Walter Cup finals. Sometimes I play with your old Ohio teammate, Jacqueline, in Canada. Thanks for the beer. So
Cuckoo Haynes. She plays with Cuckoo Haynes. She was my D partner my freshman year. That's cool.
nice. We're always handing out beer at hockey games, so it sounds
Yeah.
like us. Also, I've gotten about 100 DMs recently asking if I've seen the Wiener Dog jerseys. Guys, of course I've seen the Wiener Dog jerseys. I've worn the Wiener Dog merch on the show more than one time. I love when the Sioux Falls Stampede turned into the Fighting Wiener Dogs one night a year. We were in Milan for the Wiener Dog game this year, Tessa, but it's like on my hockey bucket list to eventually get to the Wiener Dog race game.
Got it.
That is all from us. We've done a lot of yapping. There was a lot of games. We are very excited to be back. Games on games this week. Make sure you tune into all of them. PWHL posts the full schedule every week. So make sure you're tuning in there, seeing where you can watch. Thank you very much to our sponsors, SharkNinja, Sober Carpenter, AERO, CCM, Paris Jewelers. Thank you all for helping us put on Jocks and Jills week in and week out. Keep in touch with us on social media. Follow us at Jocks and Jills. Wherever you get your content, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky. Subscribe across audio platforms. Throw us a like and a subscribe on Apple Music and Spotify if you can. And subscribe on the PWHL's YouTube page. We will talk to you on Friday.